Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Overrated Underrated, and in this week's episode we're going to be talking about supplements. Now, just a quick disclaimer before we get going, I am not a medical professional and these are just my thoughts and opinions. Please always do your own research before taking any supplements or consult with your doctor. Multivitamins are underrated, and mainly because people just don't get enough nutrients and minerals in the diet, and you know, they're very cheap. It's normally one tablet that you've just got to take, and it's an easy way of ticking off all them boxes of vitamins and minerals. Now, I do wish everyone was having a more nutrient colourful diet, and the reason I say colourful is because a lot of people have a beige diet, and when you're having a beige diet, you are going to often have a lack of vitamins and minerals in your diet. And if that is the case, I do encourage you to get more colour in your diet and to eat more fruits and vegetables and foods that are nutrient dense. But in the meantime, maybe take a quick multivitamin each day just to tick off all those boxes.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D is underrated, and it's not that people are vitamin D deficient, it's just that people don't actually have optimal vitamin D levels. And this can sometimes be to where you live in the world, if there's, you know, you're having shorter days or it's darker and cloudier like the UK all the time. And also, you know, with everyone working from home and COVID over the past year, probably people have been not getting outside, you know, as much as they normally do, and because of that are getting less vitamin D. You can also get vitamin D, you know, from your diet, from eating like fish and dairy products, but still, you know, you might find yourself you might not be deficient, but you might not have them optimal levels. And optimal levels can mean that you can have improved cognition, bone health, immune health, and it can really have just an impact on your overall well-being. So vitamin D is underrated, and I definitely advise that you take some. There's also been some reports that vitamin D can reduce the risk of coronavirus. I'll actually get this up from the NHS website. Coronavirus update. It's important to take vitamin D as you may have been indoors more than usual this year. Now, there have been some reports about vitamin D reducing the risk of coronavirus, but there is currently not enough evidence to support taking vitamin D to prevent or treat coronavirus.
Pre-workouts.
Pre-workouts are overrated, and they are mostly overdosed with caffeine as well. I think a lot of them have got like upwards of 300-400 milligrams of caffeine in, and 400 milligrams is actually the maximum amount that you should be having in a day. And you know, you got to remember there's probably other products or other drinks that you're having on a daily basis that have caffeine in, whether that's tea, coffee, energy drinks, diet drinks. These have all got caffeine in as well. So if you're having a pre-workout and then any of those other drinks on top, you're probably getting, you know, too much caffeine in your diet, and that can, you know, play havoc on your gut, and it can also negatively affect, you know, the quality and the quantity of your sleep. So, you know, the reason most people are taking a pre-workout is because, you know, you're low in energy and you feel like you need something to give you that boost or to give you that energy. But most of the time, you know, where we should be looking instead of a pre-workout supplement is looking at your hydration, you know, looking at your nutrition, and looking at the quality and the quantity of your sleep. And, you know, most of the time, if you fix those three things, you're gonna have more energy, and you're not gonna need to rely on something like a pre-workout to get you going or to get you motivated to go to the gym. Iron and iron supplements are underrated, and that's just because 25% of the world's population is actually deficient in iron, which is like absurd. That's a crazy number. And some of the symptoms, you know, from being deficient in iron can include like, you know, lack of energy, shortness of breath, pale skin. The problem is with those symptoms is they're like super broad. You know, you could have just had a really bad night's sleep and be feeling all of those things. So, you know, it is important that you go and get like a blood test done if you're worried that you are deficient in iron, and you can actually see this, or you speak to your doctor. You can get your iron levels up by eating foods that are high and rich in iron, and we'll pop some of those on the screen. Sometimes that is, you know, really difficult to do, and that's why supplementation can be really helpful at that time. Women need more iron than men as well, and that's just because you lose blood through menstruation, and because of that you are losing iron each month versus men on having that problem. So again, you know, what gets measured gets managed. Go and get a blood test, see if you're worried that you are deficient in iron, and then you can start taking the steps either through your diet or supplementation to get your iron levels up.
BCAAs.
BCAAs are overrated. So BCAAs stand for branch chain amino acids, and there hasn't been a supplement that I've seen pushed more by influencers. It's just pushed by them all. They've all got the discount codes, which is really just a commission code for them. You You know, you see them in the gym and they've got the bright blue or bright pink protein shakes with the BCAAs in, saying they're drinking them while they're fasted, so they're not gonna, destroy the muscles while they're working out. It's ridiculous. You do not need to be taking BCAAs. Just get enough protein in your diet, do your resistance training, and do not waste your money on that supplement.
Collagen.
Collagen is overrated and pretty expensive if you do take it. Fun fact, we use collagen to make glue for thousands of years. But yeah, collagen, I think a lot of people think that we're gonna take collagen and it's just gonna make, it's gonna be like the fountain of youth for your skin. It can help, there's just not enough studies and research to back it up. And some of the claims that I've seen made are just, quite absurd. Most of the time, things that are gonna, like your skin is the largest organ in your body, and things that your skin are gonna appreciate are drinking enough water, eating a nutrient-dense diet, minimally processed foods, and getting great sleep. If you're doing them, you're gonna be putting your skin in a better place. Again, a supplement just is the easy, nice to have, instead of maybe doing some of the other things that take a little bit more work and effort.
Omega-3.
Omega-3s, I'm gonna say, are properly rated. I think a lot of people know about fish oils, and the parents say, like, you should take your fish oil, you should take your cod liver oil. My dad used to make me take it on a tablespoon. It tasted disgusting. It made me never want to take fish oils again. But yes, there's lots of benefits to taking omega-3s and fish oils, and they can really reduce the amount of triglycerides in the body, and it's been shown to have some reductions when it comes to blood pressure. So I'd definitely say properly rated. I think people know it's a good supplement to take. Yeah.
Creatine.
Creatine is underrated. Not enough people take creatine. It's one of the most studied supplements out there, and honestly, it can just, if you're into your strength training and you're into your resistance training, you should definitely be taking creatine. It's so cheap, it's so easily available. I think a lot of people think, though, that they are gonna take creatine and they're gonna do a few bicep curls and look like Arnie. That isn't the case. It is gonna have an impact on your performance and your ability to build muscle, but it is minor, and supplements are always the cherry on top. But it's definitely underrated, and if you're doing your resistance training, you're after those strength gains, you're after those performance gains, I'd definitely advise taking it.
Protein powder.
Protein powders are underrated, and I don't even see like protein powders as a supplement. I see them more as just a food replacement. And honestly, they're super convenient. That you don't have to refrigerate them. They're easy to store. It's an easy way of getting a bump of protein into your diet. And this happens sometimes. Sometimes we maybe are on the road or traveling, and it's harder to get a lot of protein in your diet. So taking something like protein powders with you is an easy way of bumping that intake up. And yeah, it's just, even if you get to the end of a normal day and you haven't maybe hit a protein goal that you set yourself, nobody wants to come home and eat like dry chicken breast or egg whites. It's much easier to just make yourself like a nice smoothie or a protein shake and get that extra hit of protein in.
Apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar is overrated. I've tried this and it's disgusting. So there's that. that's the first one. There's no evidence to back up the claims that it makes. It says it's a weight loss supplement, and honestly, it will destroy the enamel in your teeth. So it is overrated. Don't take it. Save your teeth and save your taste buds. And that's it for overrated, underrated supplement edition. Now, I'd love to know, have you tried any of the supplements that we mentioned in this video? How did you find them? Did you find that they gave you positive benefits, negative benefits? I'd love to chat in the comments, so please do leave one below. If you want to watch more episodes of Overrated Underrated, you can click the box on the screen now, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.